Welcome back. We continue in our discussion now with different events that are planned around the mourning of Winnie Madikizela-Mandela and, of course, culminating in her funeral. That'll be happening tomorrow at the Orlando Stadium and her final resting place. We've got communities here with us that are reflecting, and what's so interesting is to find out young men and the youth, their perceptions, and we'll continue to talk to them. They all each representing different organizations. I don't want to steal too much of the time introducing you once again because they're quite intense organizations. I'll sort of back and answer at the end. But what I really want to know is, in your communities and talking to the youth, is it only now that Mam Winnie has passed on that people are finally talking about her? Has it always been that she's been there, a pillar of strength, but maybe put on the back burner? And now suddenly this light is shining even brighter. Or was she perhaps forgotten about for a while?
Yeah, I mean, we've come to, I believe as a country, we've come to adopt a very bad lifestyle of honoring our legends once they've passed on. And even now, this is why you see this spring up of everyone celebrating Mama Winnie. So even with the revolution of having women have to put on black dukes and all of that. But what we've been doing in engaging with the youth is interesting is that on the 27th of April, we'll be hosting a Freedom Day dialogue at the Constitution Hill in partnership with the Gauteng Provincial Legislature. And also we have met Thandi Modise, and the event is going to take place at the Constitution Hill, right at the Winnie Mandela courtyard. So this is us as the movement honoring her, and we'd like to extend the invitation to other young people to come there so that they can be able to hear more stories about Mama Winnie and they get to learn more about her. And we are also glad to have met Thandi Modise because she too served time together with Mama Winnie, and would like to get more of the story about Mama Winnie. And so that's the event that will be happening on the 27th of April, Constitution Hill, and we'd like to invite a lot of young people to come there so that we can be able to also talk to them about the freedom, rather the Women in Dialogue that's going to take place in honor of Mama Winnie, which will be championed by Mama Zoto.
Excellent.
Yeah.
One of the big things is the respect of women, and you know we've been grappling with this idea for a very long time. The abuse of women, the abuse of children. It's something I imagine within your groups you discuss, you tackle these issues a lot, and respecting women, respecting your elders. Is this a conversation, part of your dialogue that'll be brought in? What are the kind of discussions that'll be had when you all eventually get together with this?
Yeah, I mean it's inevitable. If you look at the backbone and the foundation of the democracy that we live in. I mean, some of the fundamental principles that guide our democracy are non-sexism and promoting the rights and privileges of women and children. Because you can't have the one conversation without promoting the other. And I think that is a very strong message that we need to send out in society. That on the one end, you want to develop this nation, you want people to value their constitution, you want people to value their democracy, but you're not doing all that you can in your power to see to it that everyone equally benefits from this democracy. But not only that, it is a self-induced duty that every South African needs to have and understand that the most marginalized of the marginalized, the most abused, the most forgotten, the most set back in society are the ones that need to be brought to the forefront of the conversations.
Yeah.
One of the main things that I would hope we achieve, or that we get out of this dialogue, is to see more young men saying, or more men in general, saying that it has to stop with me.
True.
The abuse of women has to stop with me. The advancement of women's rights has to begin with me. And not just to say it as a statement that is glorified, that is easily going to be forgotten 2-3 years later. But I think what Terence says is extremely important. The culture that we have of remembering and commemorating people only when they die, it's a very bad culture.
It's terrible.
Because what it does, it removes the history that they contributed to the development of this country, to the development of the civilizations that we have. And the more we perpetuate it, the more we are eroding this history or the influence they had in crafting our history. So it's extremely important that the dialogue or the conversations that we bring to the forefront, do we understand just how much of an impact they make in society? Do we understand just how much of an impact they make to women? And do we actually understand that as you wear dukes and as women are flocking in numbers to the memorial services and are planning to go to the funeral. What is the significance of all of that? At the back of their minds, they did have Umamuini. But perhaps the problem is what is perpetuated in society, who is given the voice, who is given the back foot. And as soon as we can start to deal with that, then we'll start to be able to have more meaningful discussions.
Finally, just close it for us, please, and very quickly. I wish I could speak to you guys all day, but it's no chance. This dialogue that's happening, any idea when it will happen, how people can get involved and who they can contact?
Langa has got the details, but I just want to say that's one of the reasons why we decided to also form Rich Learning Mentorship Program for boys. Is to try and bridge the gap that's existing between women and girl-child empowerment, because if you want to protect women and you do not empower men as well or get them involved, then there will always be a gap where women will always be abused. So the purpose of the dialogue is to bring such genders together and to discuss these issues.
Guys, thank you so much. Get in touch, details? Anything you can give us? No?
Yeah, for now, I'll just drop my contact number with respect of time. It's 073-290-8052, 073-290-8052. But we'll also share them on your page.
Brilliant. Please
so
do.
they can get the invitation.
And keep us updated. Guys, thank you very, very much for joining us. Really such a pleasure speaking to all of them. Langa, Sydney, Tiyiselani, thank you very, very much for being with us. Let's take a break. See you after this for Shap Shap.
Thank you.